Hi, I'm Niamh Byrne from Railway Union, and you're watching the Her Sport Energia AIL show, sponsored by Energia. Think of the possibilities.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Her Sport Energia AIL Rugby show brought to you by Energia. I'm Lauren and I'm very excited to catch up on some very exciting AIL rugby action from the past couple of weeks. We've got some super exciting things ahead, so do stay tuned. We've got a very exciting interview with the Chisom Ugwueru, and we got to catch up with her on all things her past with athletics. She even told us that she has raced Rashida Adeleke, which is super cool. We also have a very fun challenge for you, so I'll save that for the end. And of course, we'll catch up on those rugby awards that took place, the World Rugby Awards, where Erin King and Aoife Wafer both receiving amazing awards there. So do stay tuned because we've got a very exciting episode ahead. So to kick things off, we'll talk about the World Rugby Awards, where Erin King picked up an amazing award. She's actually the first Irish female to pick up an individual award, and that was for Breakthrough Player of the Year. Now, Erin has had an incredible career, starting back to the Olympics. Of course, over the summer, she made her Olympic debut with the Sevens in Paris. She even made that incredible move that absolutely went viral, as it should, where she lifted Emily Lane over her head to catch the ball. Absolutely incredible. She then went on to play with the 15s for the first time, so making her Ireland debut, and that was at the Canada matches there. She played unbelievable over there, and the girls absolutely had a stormer of matches over there. Aoife Wafer also picking up an award at the World Rugby Awards. She was named on the 15s Dream Team. That's an incredible award for her to pick up. Absolutely very deserved. Aoife made her Ireland debut in 2022 and has gone on from strength to strength. So definitely another absolute huge honour for both of these players to pick up awards there. And of course, both players started out their career in the Energia AIL Rugby League as well. Aoife Wafer on the Blackrock team and Erin King for Old Belvo. So just absolutely incredible to see how these players have progressed since their time in the AIL League. So now we'll jump into the round 7 match reviews, starting with Blackrock versus Galwegians. Blackrock taking this one with 47 and Galwegians with 5. The try scorer for Galwegians was Eve Tarpey, who's been a stellar player for Galwegians. She's playing in the prop position. Then over on the Blackrock side, of course, they picked up lots of points to add onto their scoreboard. We've got Maggie Boylan, who scored 2 tries in that game. Maggie's been a phenomenal player for years now for the Blackrock side. And another player is Lisa Mullen. Lisa, another standout player, scoring 4 tries in that game. On to the next match then, it was Railway Union versus Wicklow, where Railway took this one with 43 and Wicklow with 5. Now Railway have been in continuous flying form, and it's no surprise that they took this one as well. They even beat Galwegians last week in round 6. They actually beat Galwegians 56-0. So they're absolutely scoring tries for fun in this season. Leah Tarpey of Railway took a try there. She's only 21 years old and already has 5 Ireland caps to her name. Leah is a fantastic athlete. We even got to chat to her a couple of episodes ago, and she's just brilliant. She's managing university while training and working, so she's definitely an impressive athlete and one to watch out for in the future. Also with Railway is Emily Gavin. She touched down during the second half to earn some bonus points there for Railway in their victory over Wicklow. Now, of course, the Wicklow side, they did pick up a try. That was Rachel Griffey, and she is actually playing in the lock position. She's a fantastic athlete as well, and another one to keep an eye out for. And the next match that we'll take a look at is Old Belvo versus Suttonians. So Old Belvo took this one with 41 and Suttonians were there with 18. Although Suttonians didn't manage a win this time, they will be happy with their last week win over Tullow, their old rivals. And a mentionable player, of course, is Lauren Farrell McCabe for Suttonians. Lauren's been playing absolutely phenomenal rugby the past while, and of course, the past few years. She's a very, very experienced player. She was part of that Rugby Sevens team who won bronze at the World Rugby Sevens series there in 2022. For Suttonians, she is the player coach at the moment, and she's doing a phenomenal job at that. Also former captain. So Lauren has many strings to her bow. And onto the old Belvo side, of course, there's Emma Tilley and Grace Tutty, two phenomenal players on the old Belvo side who both scored in this match and last week against Cooke. They both scored tries in that one as well. They're on an upward trajectory in their rugby careers, and what better team to do it with than Old Belvo? But yeah, they're definitely having incredible seasons, both of those girls. And on to that next match, which should have taken place over the weekend but has been postponed to January 4th due to rainfall, is Ballincollig versus Cooke. That'll be taking place in Tanner Park, where Ballincollig will look to be taking advantage of their being on their home turf and finally getting a win this season at Tanner Park. So we look forward to that on January 4th. But just to give you a bit of a preview ahead of that match, Michelle O'Driscoll of Ballincollig will definitely be one to look out for. She plays in the centre and she's a super experienced player, so definitely keep an eye out for Michelle. Another mentionable player is definitely the young Niamh Crotty. Niamh has been pulling out amazing performances week in and week out. She's a winger and she was actually named top scorer in the round 6 match. So definitely another player to look out for that match. On the Cooke side, hopefully the ladies can pick up some points to put up on the scoreboard there. An interesting fact about the Cooke team is that there's actually 8 mothers on the team, which I just thought was so cool and so inspiring. Also, great news for the Cooke women's team is that they were awarded a grant from the Royal London and the British and Irish Lions, which will be used to invest in their women and girls rugby programme. So that's fantastic news for Cooke, and we wish them the best of luck in that next match. Before we get too far into the episode, we've got a hilarious challenge coming up for you next with the rugby captains. It is absolutely one to definitely watch. Now, if you are listening on Spotify, make sure to catch up on our YouTube video where you can watch the full challenge there. You're very welcome back to the Her Sport Energia AIL Rugby show brought to you by Energia. I'm Lauren and I hope you thoroughly enjoyed that challenge video. Let us know what you thought in the comments. We'd love to hear. And moving on, we will take a look at the scoreboard and see how these teams are getting on overall. So these are the current scores on the leaderboard. Up the top, we have Railway Union, which is as expected. They're there with 33 points, followed closely in second by UL Bows, coming in with 26 points. So it'll be interesting to see how these two teams play out over the next couple of weeks. They seem to be the two rivals in this league. Blackrock College in third with 24 points, and Old Belvo are making their way up the leaderboard, coming in fourth with 20 points. So hopefully they can continue that trajectory up the leaderboard. Coming in fifth is Suttonians with 17 points, and followed by Suttonians is Wicklow with 16 points. So those two teams are looking to be very close in points wise. Galwegians coming in seventh with 16 points. So they're actually tied with Wicklow. So we'll have to see how these two teams play out over the next couple of weeks and who can put more points on the scoreboard. Ballincollig then coming in with 8 points, followed by Cooke with 5 points. So those two teams are also close in points there. And finally, we have Tullow there in the bottom. Hopefully, Tullow can pick up some points over the next few weeks. So that's the current scores on the leaderboard. And before taking a look at the action coming up this weekend, I got to chat to scoring sensation Chisom Ugwueru over the week, where she got to tell me all about her season so far. We even got to chat about last season and that incredible hat tricks that she had in the final against Railway Union. So Chisom has been playing for UL Bows now. She transferred last year and she's just been going from strength to strength. We even got to chat about her early life. As a child, she was involved in lots of athletics, trying out many different events and even racing against Rashida Adeleke. So maybe that's added to her speed now on the field. She's definitely just an incredible athlete, and even has, she's got university on top of her training and even has started her own business doing eyelashes. So she's definitely a very interesting person. And I hope you enjoy this catch up with Chisom.
Your career has already been so impressive, and we would just love to know, how did you first start rugby and what got you into it?
I first started, I was in my third year in secondary school. I was obviously doing athletics before that, so I was competing at a high enough level in athletics, in like hurdling and like just kind of sprints, and then long jump and triple jump. But my brothers were rugby players, and then the rugby team in Ennis started a women's team. So we were like, okay. So a few of like me and my friends just went down that one night, and literally from that day, like never stopped going. Like I was kind of like, wow, like this sport is just perfect. Like you're able to tackle and you're also able to run. Like I just thought, I was like, wow, amazing. Where has this been all my life?
That's so cool. Obviously, it does have lots of elements of the sports that you probably had experience with. So you were saying you were playing sports always growing up?
Yeah, so I did like everything. What's called camogie, football, gymnastics, everything. I was just put into everything. Mainly because the school we went to was a really sporty school. But then as you obviously get into like secondary school, you kind of have to like pick one or the other. So I was just doing like athletics and football. And then eventually it was just athletics, and then rugby came in, then I was doing athletics and rugby. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to choose one. And then I was like, okay, it's gonna have to be rugby. And yeah, I'm really lucky that I was able to do that. I did athletics and I had that athletic side as well. I feel like it really, really, really helped out with rugby.
And did you see yourself getting to this level when you were just starting out in rugby?
No, definitely not. I was like, oh, this is just fun. I actually was really clueless when it came to rugby. Like I didn't know anything. Like I didn't know any girls outside of my team that played or anything. Like I didn't know like of there was a women's Munster squad or a girls' Munster squad. Like I didn't know any of that at all. Like I just thought I was gonna come here and have some fun twice a week, and then come back again the next week and just keep going. And obviously, as you hear more about like all these championships and even the club cups and leagues, I was like, wow, okay, we can do something with this. And yeah, luckily got selected for some squads, and I was like, wow. And like literally just more and more and more competitions, and people just started showing up. And I was like, oh my God, like it's really, really big. But yeah, it just shows how much like it wasn't like broadcasted like girls sports. Like it literally just shows I was like, wow, I was actually so clueless.
Yeah, exactly. And thankfully now there's so much coverage on it. And
Yeah,
like
there's
you
so
said,
much.
yeah, which is
Yeah,
great. And
very good. Yeah,
there's lots of different leagues as well, like the Energia AIL League.
yeah,
What kind of part did that play in your career and building you as a player?
absolutely massive. I feel like ever since I started playing AIL, which was maybe 3 years ago, Like I never, like I just didn't know that there was this type of level to rugby, and like just even having like this serious side and competitive side, like I was kind of like, wow, like this kind of suits me, like having a team and going up for matches and knowing when to switch on and switch off, like is, I say it's impacted my whole game like a lot, dramatically. Yeah, I used to be such a, like, I still am, to be fair, like just chilled and laid back, like, oh, it's fine, I'll just go play and whatever. But then coming into AIL, it's kind of like it gives you a part of like resilience, fight, togetherness with your squad. Like it's just so different, and I feel like it's really bettered me as a person myself, like personally.
And how are you feeling about your performance so far this season? You're obviously doing amazing.
I'm happy so far. I feel like this year, like this time round, it's kind of like just implementing what I've learned in the past year onto the pitch. So even if I don't get as much tries as I did last year, like as long as I'm playing as well as good as I can, and what I've learned putting onto the pitch this year, I'm be so happy. And I feel like I don't feel like I really played that much really this season, and had to miss last week's match as well. But I feel like for the next few matches before we're taking away for Celtic Cup, um, just to really like put myself out there and like show what I've learned in basically last year.
Then, like as a team, how are the team finding it, do you think? And have you had lots of different conversations with your teammates?
Yeah, our team is obviously, when you're defending champions, it's a little bit more pressure because you just know everyone's coming up and everyone like knows what they have to do when they're coming to play against like UL Bulls. So we can definitely feel the pressure sometimes, but I feel like this year we've also like tried really hard to be very disciplined on the pitch. I feel like a few teams may think otherwise, but we've tried really hard this year to be disciplined. That was like our main focus this year, and I think we've done really well. Like talking back to the ref is not even a thing anymore. Like we're very disciplined this year, and we're just focused on one thing, and that's coming out to play the best we can, and that obviously brings the results we want.
You know, winning like last season, that would definitely be a huge motivator. Even for yourself, that hat trick that you scored, you know,
Yeah.
in that game, that must be a huge motivator coming in again. So yeah, like does that really encourages you?
It does 100%. Like when you know you can do something, I feel like that's kind of like all the cheerleading you need in your life. That's all the confidence you need. Like once you've done it before, you're like, okay, I can do it again. So definitely that final that we played um also was a big life-changing experience for me as well. Like I just know myself, I can do it, and I'm gonna do it.
And even thinking back to playing in the Aviva Stadium, do you just replay that in your head as a
All the
way of
time.
moving?
We always do. Like myself, I like, obviously, you know, when you get tagged on something on Instagram and like the little post is there, like I actually just find myself all the time just clicking through, looking at it. But even as a team, like we always go back to that day, that match. We always talk about like being in the Viva, like wow, or even that whole night after. Like it was just such a special day for all of us, and I don't think we'll ever, ever, ever forget that day. None of us, not one person would forget that day. It was so special.
Oh, that's so brilliant. And
Yeah,
something you'll cherish forever.
100%.
But apart from the physical side of training, you seem like you put a large emphasis on like the mental side of things. Would that be the case with you?
I've definitely tried harder now this year, or like in the past year and a half. 100%, I've tried harder in. I had a habit of just going to rugby and then leaving straight away. And it was more because I was just so like I wouldn't say I'm an anxious person, but I just didn't feel the need to socialize or like stay back behind. And I was just like, oh, do they like me? Do they not like me? Like it was just kind of hard to get into that circle. So, um, ever since moving to Elbows, it's just been like just so different. I don't know how to describe it. It's just you go into training and it's like you're just saying, "Hey, sister," like, and you're putting in more efforts and you're actually trying to get to know each other. And then next thing you know, you have 23 other sisters on the squad. You're like, oh, like lovely. Like it's actually just really nice. Is also opening up to your teammates about stuff that's not even rugby related. Because I just felt like every time I'm talking to someone in rugby, it's about rugby. But even talking to some of the girls about my personal life, like it's helped a lot. Definitely helps a lot. Still working on it. Still space to improve, but yeah, I'm very happy where I am right now.
Like, say, even the Ireland's Women's Six Nations squad, you know, what have you learned from those more experienced players?
So when I was in camp, I kind of felt myself going back to that time, like where I was just, just quick high and then I disappear. Like if they were like, oh, we have free time, I'd be like, okay, that's time for me to go back to the hotel and, be by myself. But I feel like I had a few people in there, especially Linda. I just felt like obviously I could relate to her a bit more, and like we kind of shared like similar backgrounds, and just there was just some stuff that me and Linda would just share, and it was just so lovely to have someone in camp that I could speak about, and I wouldn't be like, "Ooh, like, do you understand what I'm saying?" Like, and you just know that they understand, and yeah, I just feel like that Six Nations camp really like went smoothly, not just because of Linda, but because I had someone that I could like really, really relate to.
That's so nice. And
Yeah.
of course, looking back over the summer, you know, the women's sevens at the Olympics, has that been
Yes.
a huge motivator? And is that, you know, somewhere you'd like to see yourself in 2020?
100. I'd love to. Like my biggest dream as a kid, but it was obviously in athletics. But I always said I wanted to run for Ireland. I wanted to be in the Olympics for Ireland. Um, Obviously I don't run anymore, and then I didn't even know Olympics was a thing for like sevens women's at all. And then when the whole like thing came about them qualifying, I was like, oh my god, like this is something I could hopefully get. So I kind of said it to myself, like maybe obviously not this time around, but I do have another 4 years to focus on myself, finish college, start working, and just be able to like train. And I feel like if I really put my mind to it and train as hard as I could, that would definitely be something in the works for me. I'd say I'd love to like just have that whole Olympics experience, be able to go out and represent my country, like especially like I used to run against Rashida, and then seeing her competing in the Olympics was just amazing, and all the support she got from home was amazing. Like the Irish flags waving. Oh, it was just amazing to see. I was like, oh my god, like that's literally my friend. That's like literally my friend. And she's in the Olympics. Like it's just so lovely to see. And when you see someone else doing it, like it really pushes you to do it as well. So yeah, even if it's not in the Olympics, but to get a green jersey on would honestly be,
Absolutely, of course. And that's so cool that it does overlap with Rashida, who's
yeah,
such a huge inspiration for everyone.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but even seeing, say, Erin King getting the award yesterday for that
Mhm.
breakthrough award,
Yeah,
you know, that lift that she did at the
yeah.
Olympics. Tell us a little bit about that. Like, were you just blown away by that as
I
well?
see. So yeah, obviously, I was watching the Olympics as it was going, and there was so much as I had to miss, obviously because work and other commitments. So I actually missed that match, but it was just in my feed, and I was like, "Wait, that's the girls!" And it's just insane to see, because you're like, "These are the girls that we see like just casually walking past," and I was like, "This has like literally like a million views," and I just watched it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" But at the same time, I was not surprised. Like she does work really hard, and you can see it in training. Like when we're in WXV, that was my first time playing 15s with her since I think we were like underage. And like the progress that she's had in the space of such a little amount of time, it's insane. Like she's genuinely such a strong player, and like that lift, I genuinely wasn't surprised. I was like, yep, that's Erin.
And even during training, when you're with all of the other girls and, you know, looking up to all these people, what is your favorite thing to train on? Like, is there a particular skill, especially while you're in the mix with all the rest of the girls?
To be fair, I was so different to everyone else. Like I loved the gym part just because we were able to sing and dance, you know. And May Vogue used to be in the gym, and I don't know, her voice is just, people that just mess around, but their voice just sounds amazing. I was like, yes, Maeve. And Ruth Campbell, like they're all just vibes in the gym. And I actually really enjoyed the gym. Training sessions, they were tough. And you know me, I'm like a little princess. Like I hate stress, but I'm just like, I have to be there. So I was just breathing and trying to get through the sessions and taking in so much information. So I wouldn't say they were my favorites. I'd say the gym was one of my favorites because it was just vibes. Or like maybe our little skilled sessions in the indoor pitch where we got to like, because I never kick. I will literally just catch the ball and I'll run. Even if like I have to kick, I wouldn't kick it. So just doing like kicking sessions, and it was just very funny because I just couldn't do it. Um, But yeah, they would be my favorite times, I'd say.
That's fun. And
Yeah.
playing winger, what are the biggest challenges and maybe even the best parts of that position?
The best part is definitely like making like your little line breaks, or like the ball is kicked into your 22 and then you're able to run the ball back in, and then it's just the screaming and shouting from the line that I love. I just love it. And then when all the squad comes in after you score your try to give you hugs and everything, I really enjoy that part. The most difficult part, I'd say, would probably be okay, this is one thing I really struggle with. I I told you already, I'm such a laid back person. I generally don't know the full rules to rugby. I don't know when I meant to let the ball go out the line or like stay in. So if probably all the girls probably know this already, but like they literally have to tell me like keep the ball in, keep the ball out. So it's just having to know like, am I keeping this ball in or letting it go? I never know. I actually never know, and I still need to learn those rules. But I feel like I've gotten away with it this far, so it's okay. It's fine.
That's
But yeah,
hilarious.
the girls are there. They always have my back, so it's fine.
Well, we have a few quick fire questions, if that's
Oh
okay.
yeah. Okay.
So some of them are based on the Energia AIL League, and then some are just general. So an underrated player in the Energia AIL League.
Aoife Corey, I think she's very good and she should be at the top right now. I feel like
Okay.
as a 15, 100%.
Any up and coming stars?
I feel like Ellie O'Sullivan, she's Belvo's 10. Yeah, Katrina Finn as well. I'm really excited to see the two of them in the future.
The most fun team to play against.
Fun. Definitely Railway, I feel, just because I used to play with them years ago, and then I love Faith. Like I actually just love Faith so much. And when I see her on the pitch, it's just the funniest thing. Like it's just we love it. And all the girls are also we're all just so close, and it's just so funny, like when you have to like be best friends after the match or before the match, and then when you're in the match, it's just like hate you.
Who would you not want to be tackled by?
It's gotta be one of the girls in my Chloe Pierce, Beth Butmer. They love to just tackle and dump you. Like, no, thank you. No, thank you.
The toughest player to play against.
Probably Emma Tilly. I feel like her feet are she just has such quick feet. Like, I don't know, she's really hard to tackle. I don't know how she does it, but she's just hopping, and she just gets through. Yeah, she's kind of a nuisance on the pitch, but I do love her.
Your funniest teammate.
Funniest teammate. Ooh.
I feel like you could be.
Yeah, other than me, I feel like it's Grania Burke. Grania Burke, she's just so like unintentionally funny. I don't know, like you just have to laugh at her, but like she may not even do anything, but whatever she says is just funny. I don't know how to even describe her. It's Grania Burke.
Do you have any pre-match superstitions?
Yeah, I always have to do a specific groin stretch. I feel like I've just been traumatized. When I was underage, I got selected for the sevens tournament, but then I like pulled my groin in like the most random way possible, and it's still been at me up to this day. So I missed out on that whole tournament. So ever since then, I actually always have to do this specific groin stretch, and I've never stopped doing it.
Who is your rugby idol or inspiration?
Linda.
Your predictions for World Cup winners?
I'm gonna say Ireland. Come on, girlies. We have to. We're
Absolutely.
really close. I think we got this.
And if you played another sport, what would it be?
I've been thinking about this lately, but I think I take up Muay Thai.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm thinking my friends were saying the other day, like, you could be really good because they all started doing Muay Thai. I was like, I actually think I would be as well, but we'll see.
Maybe when you
We'll see.
retire from rugby.
Yeah, I was thinking like it's gonna have to be a time where I'm not busy. I was too busy.
What's one word your teammates would describe you?
Laid back. That's 2 words. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Chilled, laid back.
Oh, well, that's all the questions we have for the fire round. But thank you so much, Chisom. It's been brilliant
No
to chat
worries.
to you.
It was fun. Thank
Very
you.
best of luck in the rest of the season. I'm sure you'll do absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much.
Oh, well, thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome back to the Her Sport Energia AIL Rugby Show, brought to you by Energia. I'm Lauren, and I'm delighted. Sorry. Okay. You're very welcome back to the Her Sport Energia AIL Rugby show, brought to you by Energia. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Chisom, and I also would describe her as a very chillaxed and laid back person. I mean, to have that much going on, juggling, training, university, all of the rest, I would definitely describe her as a chilled person. I think I would be running around like a headless chicken. But anyway, to look at the upcoming matches for this weekend, we've got lots of action coming up. So taking a look at the round 8 fixtures coming up, we've got Tullow versus Blackrock. They'll play at 5 p.m. in the Black Gates. Then Cooke versus Railway Union at 5 in Shaw's Bridge. Old Belvo take on Galwegians at 5 in Ollie Campbell Park. UL Bows take on Suttonians at 5 in UL4G. Wicklow versus Ballincollig at 5 in Ashtown Lane as well. Well, that is all from us. Be sure to keep up with anything that we are posting about the Rugby AIL show on our social media platforms, and definitely subscribe on our YouTube channel as well. So that's all from us here on the Her Sport Energia AIL Rugby show, brought to you by Energia. And we'll catch you next time.